This is DD India. You are watching the Defense Dynamics and I am Danveer Singh from New Delhi. In this episode, we talk about Syrian war, how it shapes the new dynamics of geopolitics in West Asia, who wins and who stands to lose. How should we see it in context with ongoing conflict in Gaza and right before Trump assumes office? We'll discuss all that. We'll also talk about semiconductor war between the United States and China. We will tell you why it is not a trade war but a new Cold War to dominate the globe by controlling the technology, namely the artificial intelligence. All this and much more in next 30 minutes. In a dramatic turn of events, Syrian opposition forces have successfully taken control of the city of Damascus. The 13 years of civil war appears to have ended roughly in 13 days. President Bashar al-Assad fled the country and he has been granted asylum in Moscow, signaling the end of his regime. The opposition forces celebrating their victory have declared that Damascus is now free from the rule of Bashar al-Assad. They have announced the dawn of new era for Syria, a time they hope will bring peace, justice and stability after years of conflict. But victory is not limited to the capital itself. The opposition forces also freed all the detainees and the notorious Sednaya prison in Damascus. Long regarded as a symbol of regime's cruelty. They have proclaimed the end of the era of tyranny in what was once known as the prison of Sednaya. The change of guard at Damascus may be a cause of celebration for many, but it is also a moment of reflection on immense challenges that lie ahead. Syria stands at a crossroads with future still uncertain, but it is full of potentials for change. The struggle for a free and a peaceful Syria is still far from over. There are many groups and factions that have their own writ running in areas that they control. They are definitely going to ask for a fair pie in power sharing. The road ahead is undoubtedly not going to be so smooth. On the other side, the Israeli Air Force has carried out hundreds of sorties and destroyed what was once the Syrian Air Force and the Syrian Navy, basically to prevent deadly arsenal falling into the hands of Islamists. The Israeli army on ground has occupied the Golan Heights to provide depth to Israel from the north. So let's try and understand the new realities in greater detail. To begin with, who are Syria's rebel groups? Syria's rebel coalition consists of Islamist and moderate factions who, despite their differences, were united in fighting Assad regime, ISIS and Iran-backed militias. The most prominent and formidable of the group is HTS, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. Also known as the Organization for the Liberation of the Levant, the HTS was founded by Abu Muhammad al-Julani, a military commander who gained experience as a young fighter for al-Qaeda against United States of America in Iraq. He created Jabhat al-Nusra, an al-Qaeda Syrian affiliate. And he operated this group until a public split in 2016 over ideological differences and opposition to ISIS. Julani formed the HTS in 2017. Despite Julani's effort to distance HTS from Al-Qaeda and ISIS,
The United States and other Western countries designated it a terrorist organization in 2018 and placed a $10 million bounty on him. The Syrian National Army, or the SNA, incorporates dozens of factions with various ideologies that receive funding and arms from Turkey. This is a coalition that includes National Liberation Front, comprising factions like Ahrar al-Sham, whose stated aims are to overthrow Assad regime and establish an Islamic state governed by Sharia law. Complicating matters is that some members of the rebel coalition are also fighting the Kurdish forces. The Turkish-backed Free Syrian Army had recently said that it had seized the control of city of Tal Rafat and other towns and villages in the northern part of Aleppo Governorate. Those territories were previously held not by Assad's government but by another faction involved in the multi-front civil war. The Syrian Democratic Forces, or the SDF, are largely made up of Kurdish fighters from a group known as People's Protection Unit (YPG), which is considered a terrorist organization by Turkey. In Syria's south, fighters from the country's Druze religious minority have also joined the fight. The Druze were fighting south of Damascus, and today they control the city of Dara.
Now let's understand the geopolitical situation of Syria through this map. What are the regional players involved? So if you look at the map, right on top above in the north is Turkey, to the west is Mediterranean Sea, to the east is Iraq, and to south is Jordan, and southwest is Lebanon, and south is Israel. So these are the places from where a lot of interference has been taking place in Syria, and the major players are basically a country further east of Iraq, that is Iran. Then we have Russia, which has got two important bases, that is Khmeimim and Tartus near the Mediterranean. Then we have the Americans. They have got base at Al-Tanf, which is at the confluence of the borders between Jordan, Syria and Iraq. So these are the players. Then of course we have Israel that have occupied the Golan Heights, and not to discount a very major player which has got diminished is the Hezbollah that comes from Lebanon. So these are the players. Now let's understand how the militant groups are disposed in the Syrian landscape. So this is the map that will show the Syrian militant organizations, which all areas they have occupied in Syria. So firstly, let's start with the Ba'athist remnants and the Russian bases. So this area next to the Mediterranean Sea is the area of the Ba'athist remnants who were the supporters of Assad, and over here we also have two Russian bases. Thereafter we have the Syrian National Army. It is Turkey supported, and the area shown in blue color next to Turkey is the area that they have occupied, and they control this area in Syria. Then the largest militant group, that is Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, the HTS. It occupies a very large portion of Syria as marked in color green. These are the people who have also formed the interim government over there. Apart from that, we have other groups also like Syrian Democratic Forces as shown by yellow color. These are the Kurds, and these Kurds are considered as terrorists by Turkey. So there is an issue between the Kurds and Turkey. Then down south, just above Israel and next to Lebanon, we have Southern Operation Room. This is basically a group of Druze militia. They have occupied two major towns over there, Dara and Quneitra. Apart from this, there is also a Syrian Free Army which is American supported, and Americans have a base at the confluence or the tri-junction of the borders between Jordan, Iraq and Syria. So these people occupy this particular place and space. And another issue that concerns all is the ISIS remnants. So there are pockets in the Syrian desert as marked by these blobs where ISIS remnants exist. So that is also an issue. Now, to understand that who has been behind this whole game, we must listen to what Netanyahu had said after occupying Golan Heights and what Joe Biden said on this whole issue. Just take a look.
This is a historic day for the Middle East. The collapse of the Assad regime, the tyranny in Damascus, offers great opportunity, but also is fraught with significant dangers. This collapse is a direct result of our forceful action against Hezbollah and Iran, Assad's main supporters. It set off a chain reaction of all those who want to free themselves from this tyranny and its oppression.
As we all turn to the question of what comes next, the United States will work with our partners and the stakeholders in Syria to help them seize an opportunity to manage the risks. The upshot for all this is, for the first time ever, neither Russia nor Iran nor Hezbollah could defend this abhorrent regime in Syria. And this is a direct result of the blows that Ukraine, Israel have delivered upon their own self-defense with unflagging support of the United States.
As President Joe Biden prepares to leave the Oval Office, his administration has delivered a decisive parting shot at China's semiconductor industry. A move that not only underscores the technological rivalry between the two nations, but also sets the stage for heightened trade tensions under the incoming administration of President-elect Donald Trump. Semiconductors are crucial components in building the artificial intelligence tools. So we ask, is this a trade war? Answer is simple. It is a big no, viewers. This is not just another trade war. It is in actual the future Cold War that has just begun. This round of Cold War aims to dominate the world through technology. A technology more powerful than the nuclear weapons, as many put it across. It is the artificial intelligence and its military use that is giving nightmares. But before we dive deep into the realms of artificial intelligence and military, let's understand what did the United States do on December 2nd of 2024 and how did China respond.
On December 2nd of 2024, the United States Commerce Department unveiled a sweeping set of new export controls aimed squarely at China. These measures include restrictions on 24 types of semiconductor manufacturing equipment, 3 categories of software tools critical to semiconductor development, and high bandwidth memory chips. Additionally, United States has added 140 companies, many based in China, to its entity list, imposing licensing requirements on their access to US technology. Beijing's response was swift and striking. In less than a day, China announced its own export bans on critical tech materials, including gallium, germanium, and antimony.
These actions severely disrupt the international economic and trade order, destabilize global supply chains, and harm the interests of both Chinese and the US companies as well as the global semiconductor industry. We urge the United States to respect the law of the market economy and the principle of fair competition. If the US insists on escalating control measures, China will take necessary measures to resolutely protect the legitimate rights and interests of Chinese enterprises.
While these may seem like obscure resources to the casual observer, they play a pivotal role in industries ranging from defense to advanced electronics. Furthermore, China has signaled plans to tighten exports of graphite, a material essential to production of electric vehicle batteries. This exchange of action reflects the growing intensity of US-China technological competition, a competition that will define the global balance of power in years to come. The semiconductor industry, in particularly, sits at the heart of this rivalry, serving as the foundation of modern technological innovation and economic growth.
Ladies and gentlemen, these developments are not just a matter of trade policy, they are a glimpse into future of geopolitics or geotechnics we may like to call in this technological age. As the United States continue to safeguard its technological leadership and national security, and as China asserts its role in critical supply chain, the stakes are rising. This moment calls for vigilance, foresight and strategic collaboration for countries like India to ensure stability and progress in this highly contested space. Now let's talk about a topic that sits at the intersection of technology, ethics and global politics: the rise of artificial intelligence in military applications. It's a subject that will shape your future and world our next generation will inherit.
Imagine a battlefield where decisions are made not just by human commanders but by algorithms and machines designed to assess situations, predict outcomes and even act autonomously. This isn't science fiction, it's a reality unfolding in front of us, driven by major powers like United States and China. Let's start with the big picture. In recent years, nations have been racing to develop advanced AI systems for military use. China, for example, envisions what it calls intelligentized warfare, where AI plays a central role in modernizing its military forces. The United States, on the other hand, is taking steps to curb China's access to cutting-edge semiconductors and building blocks for powerful AI models. This competition is about more than just technology. It's a high-stakes battle that could redefine global security and rules of warfare. But here's where it gets complicated. Unlike nuclear weapons, which are physical and tightly controlled, AI is fluid. It's a general-use technology that can serve both civilian and military purposes. How do you regulate something that can be used to save lives in hospitals one moment, target soldiers and civilians by drones on the battlefield in the next? Some suggest we need global oversight like International Atomic Energy Agency for nuclear arms. Others propose a treaty to stigmatize reckless AI development. These ideas make sense, but they are hard to implement. AI evolves quickly and distinguishing between ethical and unethical use is often unclear. For example, OpenAI, a leading company in this space, recently changed its policy to allow military use of its technology. This decision highlights the ethical dilemmas companies face in balancing innovation with responsibility. Should AI companies draw a line where their creation could be used in warfare? And who gets to decide what's responsible and what's not? Meanwhile, the European Union is trying to set an example with its groundbreaking AI Act.
The EU delivered. No ifs, no buts, no later. These are the rules. We have forever attached to the concept of artificial intelligence the fundamental values that form the basis of our societies.
But even that excludes military AI. Without global rules, the use of AI in conflicts like those seen in Ukraine and Gaza raises serious questions. Can we trust machines to make life and death decisions? What happens if something goes wrong?
Artificial intelligence or the AI is reshaping the military landscape at a very unprecedented pace revolutionizing how nations approach defense strategy and warfare. By harnessing the power of machine learning, data analytics, and autonomous systems, AI is enhancing operational efficiency, strategic decision making, and combat capabilities. However, while AI presents tremendous opportunities, it also raises critical ethical, legal, and strategic challenges that we must confront head on. Let's explore the application of AI in the military and how they are changing the face of defense.
Very firstly, the autonomous systems are at the forefront of military innovation. Artificial intelligence has enabled the development of drones, vehicles, and naval systems capable of carrying out missions with minimal human intervention. These systems are being used for reconnaissance, surveillance, and even direct combat. AI-equipped drones, for instance, can identify and track targets, provide real-time intelligence without risking human lives. AI-powered decision support systems are transforming how military leaders plan and execute operations. These systems analyze vast amounts of battlefield data, assess potential threats, and suggest the best strategies in real time. By enhancing decision-making speed and accuracy, they help ensure military operations are carried out with maximum effectiveness. Cybersecurity is another critical area where AI plays a pivotal role. In an era of growing cybersecurity threats, AI system can detect anomalies, predict potential attacks, and neutralize malicious activities instantly. This ensures that sensitive military networks and information remain secure, safeguarding national interest. The artificial intelligence is also revolutionizing predictive maintenance. By analyzing data from military equipment, AI can predict when failures might occur, allowing a proactive maintenance of critical assets like the aircrafts, ships, and the vehicles. This reduces downtime and ensures that military forces remain operationally ready at all times. Another significant application is training and simulation. Artificial intelligence-powered virtual and augmented reality systems create realistic environments for military personnel to train in. These systems adapt to individual skill levels, offering personalized training scenarios that improve readiness and efficiency. Add in logistics and supply chain optimization. AI ensures that military operations are efficient and well-resourced. AI algorithms help forecast demand, manage inventories, and plan routes, ensuring the supplies reach their destination on time and in full.
However, with all the potential of AI in military operations, there are also important ethical and strategic challenges which we must consider.
First and foremost, the issue of autonomy and accountability with autonomous weapon systems raise the question. If an AI-driven system makes a mistake, who is responsible? This is a complex issue that requires clear guidelines and mechanisms for accountability to ensure justice is served. There is also ethical concern surrounding AI role in lethal operations. As AI systems increasingly take on decision-making roles in life and death situations, we must ask ourselves, What is the right balance between human oversight and technological autonomy? International laws and norms have yet to catch up with these advancements, creating a regulatory gap that needs urgent attention. AI also brings with it the risk of escalation. The ability of AI systems to make rapid decisions in the heat of battle could increase the risk of unintended escalation. The speed of AI-driven warfare might outpace human control, potentially spiraling conflicts beyond our control. Furthermore, AI vulnerabilities must be acknowledged. As AI systems become integral to military operations, they also become targets for adversaries. Cyber attacks, data poisoning, and hacking could compromise these systems, turning an asset into a liability in a blink of an eye.
On the international stage, the integration of AI into military operations has sparked a technological arm race. Leading powers like the United States, China and Russia are investing heavily in AI research and development. They are vying for strategic advantage in this new frontier. With this, we come to the end of this episode, but before I go, here is my take. The challenge for our next generation is that AI is a double-edged sword. On one side, it offers incredible opportunities for efficiency, precision and strategic advantage. On the other, it comes with risks, misidentifications, errors and even potential for catastrophic misuse. As AI continues to evolve, its impact on military strategy will undoubtedly shape the future of global security. The challenge before us is to navigate this new era with foresight, integrity and commitment to peace and stability. The solution, it lies in the responsible development and global cooperation. As responsible global citizens, as leaders, engineers, doctors, administrators, policymakers and common voters, we all play a crucial role in shaping how AI is going to be used in future. So never forget, every voice matters. So I leave you with this thought: technology isn't inherently good or bad. It's how we choose to use it that defines its impact. Let's make choices that prioritize human dignity, security and peace. See you next week with new stories and their analysis. Thanks for watching and do post your comment on social media with #DD with Danveer. Goodbye and take care.